Okay, today I want to address 1967-68 grill repair, replacement, and rechrome. We sell quite a few sets of these set of 6 grill bars. I think we'd sell more if people had a better, clearer understanding on how to replace them. Most people get a little bit intimidated because when they look at them, they go, uh-oh, they're riveted on. Well, those aren't really rivets. Those are what we call heat peen studs. So that's the die-cast stud attached to the chrome grill bar, and they had some apparatus that actually melted and pressed that over. We today are going to show you how to grind those off, take out the Phillips screws, and take the grill bar out. And we're going to go a step further. A lot of you have grill issues. They are very prone to this ear getting broke off here, or like this one, it's just hanging on by a thread. So in the past, I wouldn't even hesitate. I used to, years ago, throw away grills like this. Because, you know, finding a perfect one wasn't that hard. You could usually go to a swap meet and for a $100 bill find a nice, clean grill half or a wrecking yard. Those days are gone. I'm not seeing perfect grill halves sitting around everywhere. Here's another one. People call me all the time and say, oh, I just need to buy this section of the grill. Sorry, this is unitized. You can't just easily weld or glue or rivet this chunk on. See how this is all broke up here? That's never going to be the same. Again, in the past, I would have thrown a grill like this away. But today I want to show you how you can easily take this apart. We're going to cut this black portion, and we're going to use this portion of grill over here and create a good grade B grill. And we don't have these chunks listed on our website, but you could always call and see if we have some sections for a repair. We aren't going to charge you a whole lot for that. Do know that when we sell a grade B grill, sometimes that's exactly what we're doing. We're taking half of this one and half of this one and making a good grade B grill. So first off, I use 2 different grinders. I use these because these discs are cheap and easy. This is a high-speed grill, but you're going to find when it comes to getting into tight areas, you're going to struggle, and we don't want to blemish or grind on our grill housing. So since I do a lot of these, I got this little Mac 90-degree angle grinder with a 2-inch grinding wheel. You might have a Dremel, and you'll use a lot more consumable on a Dremel, but it'll work fine. But here we go. I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay, as you see, all my studs are intact, and you may ask, well, now how are you going to reattach all those studs? Well, in my opinion, this was overkill to have this many heat peen studs. The Phillips screws really suffice to keep it together, but these studs, whether you fasten them back the way the factory did or not, still provide rigidity to the overall grill structure. So the way I do it is when I put them back, I just put a little dot of JB weld on each one. And to me, that combined with the screws more than suffices. Now, keep in mind, when you send your cores in for rechrome, maybe one of yours is broke, heavily scarred, overly pitted. Really, we're not too concerned. These cores are not high value. We have to charge a core charge, otherwise they just never come back to us and our exchange program would dry up quick. But if one of your 3 pieces happens to not be restorable we actually are just going to ignore it. We have our own. We're going to replace it, no charge, with one of them being bad. So don't get shook up. We're not going to charge you a hefty core charge if all 6 of your pieces aren't good. Now, if yours are completely pitted, don't even bother sending them in. We don't want to send highly pitted things to get rechromed. The end result is not pretty. Now, on the passenger side eyelid, you'll notice we have a corral there. Don't bother sending that in for rechrome because we sell a brand new one, real reasonably priced. And when you grind off the studs on that one, don't worry about it because the new ones come with long studs with clips. So that'll be easily reattached when the time comes. Okay, this is the section I want to keep on this, and you could choose to section, take it, cut it here or here. I'm going to do right in the middle. And on this cut, on this grill, I'm going to cut it closer to over here. And on the other grill, I'm going to cut it closer over here. And then I'll grind them down until I get a perfect match. So there are better cutting apparatuses than this. We all know that. But I wanted to use a common one just to show you that you could probably do this without any special hard-to-find tools. So here we go. I'm going to try to do a nice 90-degree cut here without wavering too much. Before you throw this away, go ahead and take all the hardware. These are not available as an exact reproduction. As you know, a lot of them are rusted up. So if you got a couple of good ones, usually they're the upper ones, and the bad ones are the lower. Take them out before you throw this away, but this is garbage. So we are going to go right here. Our first cut. Okay, as you can see, as you're looking at the car with the hood down, how are you ever going to tell this was repaired? When you open the hood and look down, that's what you're going to see. Now, of course, I should have deburred that a little bit. Then it would have just been a fine line. Then I can put my epoxy in there, and you can even sand different types of epoxy down smooth. Paint it black. You won't be able to see this. Let's look at the back side. Again, there's my little union right there. And when I'm done painting this grill, of course, like I said, there will be a little bit of JB Weld or other epoxy put in each one of these holes. And when the studs go in, it'll bond well. And this makes for a rigid setup. So some of you are having your doubts. You're saying, wow, this has really messed with the integrity of the grill. But where is this grill getting its strength from? Is it getting it from the backing, or is it getting it from the chrome bars? Well, let's look at the thickness here. So notice how much meat you got here and how little meat you have here. Well, that's not all. This has got a shelf on it here. This little piece here is extremely thin. Now look at behind it, the chrome bar. Look at the thickness of this bar that's giving it support compared to this. Is that 5 times thicker than this? Again, you know, look how beefy this bar is. And this bar is about the same on the bottom actually, but the top, substantially more meat on the bar than here. And like I say, combined with the fact that it's anchored in all 4 spots here, you're not really losing too much rigidity on this. Not as strong as factory, but pretty dang close. And this, for all intents and purposes, looks like a grade A grill, grade A used. And which would you rather have? And when you order on our website, you can determine which you'd rather have. Most of our grade B grills have a little crack right here. Well, when you open the hood, you're not going to see a crack right here. You'll see it here if you don't finish your work like I didn't here. Grade B grills will most likely also have a crack elsewhere, but it won't be substantial. So I'm hoping this keeps a lot of you from throwing away grills that would otherwise be serviceable, and I hope it saves you some money. As we all know, the taillights and headlights and some of the other features of the Cougar, what makes them kind of expensive to restore? Let's think about it. You know, a 67 Mustang, what's a reproduction grill go for? Not very much, made in China. These aren't going to be reproduced. So take your time, do it right, and you'll have wonderful results.